Hey there, it's Tom Corson-Knowles, the Authentic Health Coach. We're here again with Dr. Candace Corson, answering questions, your questions, from our Facebook page. Right now, the question is, what can we do about diverticulitis, and what nutrition things should we be doing to improve diverticulitis?
Well, the long-reaching, long-term goal will be to have a better immune system so that there is less tendency for infection, because infection, by definition, diverticulitis means inflammation and infection of a pocket, an outpouching off of the colon. And this is actually very, very common in our country today. And it is definitely related to our Western diet. We know this for sure because there are huge epidemiologic studies showing that the higher the amount of plant foods that are very less, much less processed, natural plant foods, such as a more ancient kind of diet, or a more, some people use the word primitive diet. I don't really like the word primitive because it suggests that it's not good. It's actually the best way for human beings to eat. But in countries that have a very high natural fiber from plants in their diet, they have a lot less diverticulitis, and the basic underpinning of that, the way you get diverticulitis, which is infection, inflammation, is you already have diverticulosis. Diverticulosis means you have pockets that are outpouchings of the colon, which are due to elevated pressure inside the colon over a long period of time from a low fiber diet. And it's not a good thing to have, but it's extremely common. So when people have a low fiber, high animal protein diet, by the way, animal proteins, if you think about this, or animal foods, are virtually devoid of fiber. Fiber is from plants, and it's one of the many reasons that the plant-based diet that has more of a preponderance of you're getting your nutrition, your calories, your carbohydrates, your protein, and your fats, healthy fats from plants. When you have that, you have a lot less intestinal disease, including a lot less constipation, a lot less appendicitis, and a lot less diverticulosis, and then diverticulitis, which is inflammation of these pockets of diverticulosis. So once people are really sick with diverticulitis, they may be so ill that they have to be in the hospital on intravenous fluids and antibiotics because they have infection that's very severe. It can spread into the abdominal cavity, which would be completely life-threatening, or into the bloodstream. The same thing, it's a life-threatening septic situation. And the doctors will need to give antibiotics intravenously. The person will not be able to eat any food until they're much better, and they will only be on intravenous hydration. Now, once the acute episode is over, this is time when members of their family may want to get some good information on the plant-based diet so that they can really, for the whole family's benefit, move towards more plants and less animal products in their nutrition every day, long term. But in order to do that, you've got to know how to do it in a way that's tasty and fun, economical, and doable, practical. So again, I'm going to recommend people, if they like cookbooks, get one or two good cookbooks. And some that I can recommend just easily off the top of my head would be Hungry for Health. That's a good title, Hungry for Health. And that's by Dr. Susan Silberstein, S-I-L-B like boy, E-R-S-T-E-I-N. She is a PhD nutritionist and actually cancer specialty nutritionist from Philadelphia, who's the founder of a non-profit foundation, the Center for Advancement in Cancer Education. And so people dealing with cancer, dealing with their recovery, with their normal medical practice, their normal medical treatment, they can utilize the services and education of the Center for Advancement in Cancer Education. And also the same nutritional patterns will be very healthy for people with heart disease, diabetes, any kind of inflammation. It's all the same nutritional pattern. It's not a different nutritional pattern for each disease. It's the same nutritional pattern that's turning on the switches of our good genes for human beings, and it's turning off the switches for bad genes. It's really that basic. That whole field is called epigenetics. epigenetics is the current exploding field of what we do to our genes, switching genes on and off. Rather than changing the genes, it's switching them on and off. And nutrition is the centerpiece of switching on the good genes. So I hope that's helpful information that we can help our body to not only be less inflamed, but have a better immune system, and then better internal function, and specifically better intestinal function. We want to really decrease or really try to avoid constipation, because that's a long-term health problem. And in the short run, when people are very sick and inflamed, they may not be able to do a very high fiber diet. And that's when consultation with a good nutritionist would be helpful to them. And then as they're getting healthier and healthier, to have a higher fiber diet of a kind that they can not only tolerate, but really creates good health within their whole intestinal, their whole system throughout their body. One thing I wanted to mention is that there is one food that is especially helpful, which is flax seeds, F-L-A-X. Flax is the linen plant. Flax seeds are grown organically. They're available in good health food stores. They should always be fresh and taste very mild tasting. They're kept in the refrigerator or the freezer. And as people are getting better with their diverticulitis, they can then add flax seeds, which are very, very soft. Once they have water, they swell and they become very, very soft, almost like a gentle washcloth inside the intestine. So they're the opposite of woody seeds, which do have to be avoided in people with diverticulitis, and that would be things like strawberries. Those seeds are just like specks of wood. They're very splintery. Those are not acceptable to eat. Same with raspberries. Anything with a hard seed has to be avoided in people with diverticulitis, but flax seeds are the opposite. They become extremely soft and mucilaginous, and they're actually very gentle, and they're actually a part of the healing for people with diverticulosis and prevention of recurrence of diverticulitis. They also are high in omega-3 fats, and they're really nice. If people aren't sure about them, just put them in a glass of water overnight and see how very soft and gentle they are in the morning. So I hope that's helpful, and this is a good tip for all of us. Flax seeds are a healthy food for everybody to produce more fiber in our diet of a very soft, gentle kind that helps the body's health overall.
Hey there, hope you enjoyed that answer today about diverticulitis. If you have any more questions about diverticulitis or any other nutrition or health problems you've got, just leave a comment in the video below or check us out on our fan page, ask us the questions there, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. And remember, click the subscribe button below this video and subscribe for our latest YouTube videos on nutrition tips just for you. Have an incredible day. Take care.